Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today Easy Sewing with Tyke. To all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing, and if you are just joining us for the very first time today, you are welcome. Thank you for stopping by. So today we'll be learning how to make this beautiful trendy half bubu kaftan dress with front slit and cowl design at the side in easy steps. So let's get started.
Piece of Ankara fabric. This is 4 yards. I've gone ahead to cut out what I'll be adding to the front part. You can use trimmings, you can use velvet bias, but this is a crepe fabric. 2 inches. Then I've gone ahead to fold in half inch. Then I added interfacing so that it will not stretch along the Ankara fabric, so it will have stability. So that's all I did. Okay, so if you look at the style, you would notice that it is fitted. And since it is fitted, it will have a zip at the back for easy to allow you for easy wearing. It will have a zip at the back. If yours would not be as fitted as that, then you may skip the zip part. You might just put a slit at the neck area and at the bottom. But if you want it to be as fitted as the one in this style and as one I'll be making, then it will need a zip. That is why I'll be cutting the front and the back separately. So I'll add a zipper allowance to the back pattern, just 1 inch. So to get started, the length I'm working with is 60. I'll cut that out. Okay, so I've gone ahead to cut out 61 inches. I added 1 inch for the M, for taking in the M, for the end swing. So this, a part like this is for the front, this will be for the back, and this is what is left from the 4 yards for the scarf. Let's say, I think this is like half yards. Yes, so this is like half yards. So it means 3.5 would be enough for this style if your measurement is within this range. So the first thing to do is to determine the break point where that curved design would stop. The neck to hip line of the person, this outfit is being made for is 26. I'll be adding 4 inches to that. That is 30. So it means the cuff line is stopping at 30. I would measure out that 30 inches now. 30 or 31, 4 to 5 inches below the knee is okay. So I've measured 31. I hope this is okay. Let me use this. So that's, I use 5 inches below the hip, but 4 to 5 inches is fine. So this is 31. The next thing to do now is to determine where you want the sleeve to stop. On this style, is stopping around the elbow area. It's stopping around the elbow area. So, and that will determine the wideness of that curved shape, of that cowl design at the side. So the back length is 16. That divided by 2 is 8. The sleeve measurement from the shoulder to the elbow is 12 inches. For this particular person, it's 12 inches. So I would measure 12 inches. Plus 1 inch for folding it in. In this particular style, bias was used, but I won't be using bias. I'll be folding it in. So I've added 1 inch. Again, 8 inches for the shoulder measurement. That's 16. Half of 16 is 8. Since this is folded into 2. So when it is opened, it is 16. This is 8 inches. 8 plus the shoulder to elbow measurement. That's where it stops. If you want yours to go beyond that, probably 3/4, then you measure it to that place. Or if it is to the ankle, if it is to the wrist, sorry. But this is stopping around the elbow area. And the measurement for this person is 12. So I'll add 12. That's 20 in total. Plus 1 inch for folding it in. That's 21. That's 21 inches. So I'll measure that 21 inches all through to the 31 mark. So the next thing to determine is how you want the M part to the upper knee. How you want it, how fitted you want it to be. So since this style is fitted, and it will be, this style will be having its own slit in the front area. In the style that we are recreating, the slit is at the back, but this style, the slit will be in the front area. So I'll be adding 1.5 inches to the hip measurement. So you can use 1 inches to 1.5 since it is not free. But the hip measurement I'm working with here is 38. 38. So 38 is the hip measurement I'm working with there. So I'll measure 11.5 from the M upwards. So this is the 11.5 inches mark. This is 21 inches mark. I'll be connecting this like this. I'm connecting this like this to have the curved shape design. If yours not as fitted as this, then it means that here you might be adding like extra 2 inches. So you'll be having something like this. So I'll go ahead and cut this out now. Then we'll go to the back pattern. But the ear is just, let me see, 5.5 inches from the 21 inches width. In case you're looking for how to get this cuff line, it's easy, just cover it. So the neck design I'll be using for this, it's also round neck, but it's not be as wide as the one in the style we are creating. So I will just be using, I'll be using 3.5, like 3.5. I'm using 3.5 by 3.5. So by the time I sew it in, either with the facing or with bias, I'm here to decide. I will end up having 4 by 4. Here is the back. I'll be placing the front on it like this. Because the back is so easy now, since we have the front pattern already. I'll shift this to the side. So what I'm left with here is my zipper allowance. Let me check that. That should be 1 inch or 1.25. Yes, I have 1.25. So 1.25 would be my zipper allowance. Here it is. 1.25 will be my zipper allowance. So for the back neckline, the same width of 3.5, but I'll be using, let's see, I'll be using 5. So here's the front neckline, the back neckline. The only thing left is to cut it out like this for the back as well. We have the front pattern and the back pattern. So then we'll go to the sewing then we'll go to the sewing machine. So this is the slit at the front part of the gown. Remember I said mine will be at the front, not at the back. So I would finish it off with this design that would be with this design that is at the front part. So I've gone ahead to slit it as well. So this point. So this is the wrong side of the Ankara. This is the wrong side of the Ankara fabric. This is the right side of the plain design. I'll be sewing it like this, then turning it to the front like this. And I'll be sewing it with like 1/4 inch or even less than that. I'll sew it all the way like this. Then turn it to the right side.
So the next thing to do now is to sew the plain fabric onto the Ankara fabric at the edge. So very close to the edge to achieve a neat look. I'll be doing that. So here is what I have. I'm done adding the plain design to the front. The next thing I want to do now is to finish up both the front and the back neckline with a bias. So I've gone ahead to finish up both front and the back with neckline with bias. So here is the back piece now. What I've divided it into two. So what we want to do now is to determine where I want my zipper to stay, and then I will close the rest. I'll close the rest all the way to the hem, since this back piece would not be having a slit at the back. I would sew it all the way to the hem. Then I'll go ahead and fix my zipper. So the zip is ready. I finished fixing the zipper. I'll just go ahead and tuck that part in to achieve a neat look. So the next thing to do now is to join it at the shoulders, both the front and the back piece. Join it at the shoulder with 1/2 inch. So the next thing to do now is to join the sides. So remember that in the style we are recreating, that curved part is opened. It is opened and it is not closed. So we will start joining the sides from 4 to 5 inches above the break point. Above the break point, that's where the joining will start from. So we'll measure 4 inches or 5 inches above the break point. Then you start sewing it from there. That's the side you'll be joining. The remaining part will be opened and finished up with, and it will be folded or finished up with a bias. So from the 4 inches mark above the break point, I would sew it all the way to the hem. I'll sew it all the way to the hem and repeat the same thing for the second side. just like I'm doing here. So here is the opening. Here is the opening that was finished off with a bias in the style we are recreating, but I will not be using bias for mine. I will be folding it in. I will just be folding it in. So I'll go ahead and fold it in and sew it for both sides. So the dress is almost ready. The last thing to do is to define the bust, the waist and the hip area to make the dress fitted. So what you want to do is to put in your armhole line or your chest line, your waistline and your hip line as well. So I'll be working with the armhole line of 8 inches. Armhole line of 8 inches. I'll put that, mark that. Then the waistline of 15 inches. That's my neck. The neck to the waist is 15 and neck to hip is 26. Neck to hip is 26. So on the armhole line, chest line, I'll be putting in the bust measurement and I'll be adding half inches for ease. Half inches for ease. The bust measurement here is 36. I'll be adding half inches for ease. The waist measurement 28. I'll be adding half inches for ease as well. And on the hip is 38. I'll be measuring that and I'll be adding half inches as well, making a total of 1 inches, for ease, because I'll still be repeating the same measurement on the other side. And also take note that all this measurement is done on the right side of the Ankara fabric, and the sewing tool will be done on the right side of the Ankara fabric. So after marking out the measurement on the dress, just go ahead and sew it to achieve that defined and fitted look. So thank you for watching. Thank you for staying till the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. Kindly give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you are yet to, share, comment and put on your notification bell. You can also connect with me on Instagram at tyke_tyke too. Thank you.